All right, let's do this. We are live. But are we live? Because is Instagram live? All right, guys, copy the stream key. I just want to make sure I got all this going. There we go. Let's go. All right, guys, Sunday Live, we're back. I'm excited. I had to take Sundays are pretty complicated for me just because I don't know. I didn't think they were that complicated, but apparently they are, especially with family and stuff like that. Where's my garbage? Let's do this, guys. I really want to talk about all kinds of stuff today. I'm actually pretty excited about some of the topics that we've got. But yeah, we're back Sunday Live, 10 a.m. sharp. This is how we do it. We got to stay consistent if we're going to do this right. A lot going on, I'll tell you that. That's for sure. Elite resolutions and public adjusting and business acquisition and all kinds of stuff. So I hope you're ready to talk about it all. Also, the Claims Game podcast is no longer called the Claims Game podcast. It is now called Beyond the Claim. And we had a couple of guests this week that, let me tell you, it was pretty awesome. Shout out to Moses. He came on and that was awesome. We talked about marketing and sales and just the overall importance of that and generating leads and what you do with those leads and nurture sequences and so on and so forth are pretty important. So, and then I also had an AI expert on. That was great as well. So a shout out to you, Zulfia. Zulfia is just an operations genius, but she also uses a lot of AI to do stuff. So, you know, quite frankly, it was great. But I want to introduce you guys to our live. And basically what our live is really all about is it's really, you know, about everything that's going on for me in regards to business and life and overall leadership and everything like that. It's about leadership. It's about business growth. It's about everything that we could possibly think of. You guys got to excuse me. Sorry, when you're live, but I'm trying to look at something at the same time and figure something out that, you know, it's anyway. So yeah, let's talk. I just dropped off my wife. If you saw my story, it was really interesting because she's got a pretty big time interview coming up. Like literally she's traveling just to go do this interview. And it's a leadership role. It's a leadership position. It's in the medical industry. And, you know, she's just like, I could tell, like, she's just sort of, she's been studying. This is like the fourth round. This is like the fourth and final round of the interview. Like there was one and there was another one. And they're literally traveling and flying her out to New Jersey for the final interview. And so she's been preparing like crazy. So all day yesterday, she's preparing and she's studying the company, studying the role, studying the minute details of the actual, you know, thing that she's going to be doing. And I can tell throughout the drive, she's just like sort of practicing, right? She's like, yeah, because this is what we have to do. This is what we have to do. But bum, 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 bum. And it's just funny because it's medical, has nothing to do with anything that I've ever done. One of the things we've always appreciated is that we do two completely different things. She's a pharmacist, by the way, a badass pharmacist, one of the best that there is. And I'm not kidding. She's just super, super highly qualified. She's got all kinds of certifications and yeah, she's top notch in her industry. And anyway, this is obviously, you know, big time, right? So she's telling me she's going through the whole thing and it's pharmacy. And she's talking about, you know, leading the team and having to set KPIs and having to set, you know, oh my God, now I can't think, I'm blank. Having to, you know, establish the culture, having to meet with everybody individually, having to have a team meeting every single week. Again, having to have, you know, numbers to look at, having to set up processes. And my favorite thing, checklist. As soon as I said, you know what you need, I said, you should make sure that everyone has a checklist. She's like, yes, exactly. But what it had me thinking, and like I said in the story, leadership is leadership, man. Like that's just, it's its own thing. You could literally take the leadership principles that you learn in running a business and also in any book or anything that you read, and you could basically use it anywhere and everywhere in any kind of business and in any part of your life, which is fascinating to me because there are principles that you need to know, that you need to be aware of if you're going to be able to run a company, if you're going to be able to lead a company, if you are going to be what someone calls, and I can't think of his name right now, and I will remember, the one. If you are going to be the one amongst your peers, if you're going to be the one amongst your family, and if you're going to be the one in your business, and this is to anybody, guys, here's the thing about leadership. You don't have to be the owner of the company to establish and incorporate leadership principles into your life. You can be a normal bottom level administrator, whatever it is, and still display leadership principles to the people around you. Because what that's going to do is that will ultimately make you more valuable. If you want to be more valuable and you're just a normal employee, if you establish leadership principles, you will become more valuable and you will ultimately start to move up in that company. And if you aren't allowed to move up in that company, even the principles that you learn will allow you to use those principles in another company. And when it's time for you to go because you're just grown too much and you're just too much of a badass leader and very good at what you do, and you decide to move on, any normal good entrepreneur or business owner or leader themselves is going to give you a very great letter of recommendation. You're going to level up and they're going to be sad to see you go. And if and when you decide to go, they may offer you more money anyway. You got to be valuable, guys. It's just like, man, you know, and that's one of the ways. Anyway, that's one of the ways. So I just thought that was interesting. Is just leadership principles just go across the board. And that's one of the things that what I was doing yesterday. I was recording that. Would you rather watch a tree grow or a knee grow? I don't get it. Would you rather watch a tree grow or a knee grow? Oh, you son of a bitch. You got me. That's fucked up, man. Cosmic. That's a good one. You son of a bitch. All right. I guess that's like a spam. Staff adjusting, checking in. I watch all your videos, so I know how to shut down the PA's overstep. Ooh, a staff adjusting, checking in. I watch all your videos, so I know how to shut down the PA's overstep adjuster. Oh, cool. That's awesome. So basically, Ride, the secrets that I give out on social media, you're telling me that you use it against the public adjuster? That's fine, dude. More power to you, man. I mean, I would do the same thing, that's for sure. But it doesn't stop me. What's your name, man? I bet you, have we negotiated a claim before? Ride? Have we actually negotiated a claim? You know? So the other day I met with a business owner. This is a good one. I also posted a quick story about this. Business owner wants to sell his business. He wants to sell his business because he's burnt out. It's sad. It was really, really sad to see. He's so burnt out that instead of hiring someone else, instead of hiring a manager, instead of hiring an executive assistant, instead of hiring somebody that can do the same thing that he does because he can, it's an irrigation company. It's like a very, very typical standard normal business. It's not complicated at all. I mean, it's got its things, right? Like any other business. But instead of doing that, he is aware. Check this out. This guy is so aware of his control issues and having to control everything and he's reached his limit. He's reached his capacity. He's stressed out. He can't take it anymore. Instead of hiring somebody to do what he does, instead of hiring a manager, instead of hiring another estimator in this case, or salesperson, or somebody to just sort of run the day in operations, and somebody to help him with sales, instead of hiring anybody to do anything, he's selling. I mean, he's probably about my age, honestly, probably early 40s. And it's sad, you know, because he's just one hire away from going to the next level. He's 2 hires away from going to the next level. I've already done a deep dive on the company, and I'm fully aware that you get an operations manager and you hire 2 salespeople and you're next level, and you don't really have to do much. If he would do that, there would be another level to his company that would just take him take him above and beyond. And it's just sad because instead of doing that, instead of trying to hire, he's so aware of the fact that, you know, he has control issues, which let me tell you something, probably one of the most common issues. And I know from experience, one of the most common issues is you just stay involved too much because you sort of got like control issues, you know, and it's very, very difficult to let those things go. But you have to. If you're going to scale your business in any way, you have to let things go. You have to hire at least one and then maybe two people. In this case, I would say it's an ops manager to really just run the day in, day out. And I would say two salespeople. This poor guy does the sales, the estimating, operations manager, admin manager, and freaking CEO and owner. Because that's another role in itself. You know that if you go on Indeed, they hire CEOs, they hire CMOs, they hire COOs. I always found it funny with the CEO part. And what is the role of the CEO? Is the visionary. It's the person who has to dream, has to be the one that's thinking 10 years ahead in the future, that's thinking ahead of time, you know? Um, and I just find that very interesting because it's just sad that, you know, this guy, I got to pause real quick. See, now that's the problem with the lives. I got to pause real quick. All right. Sorry. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody probably left. That was weird. I just got some stuff I'm taking care of on the side here. So yeah, man, like it's not that hard to just make that hire. You go on Indeed. Let me tell you, Indeed, by the way, works great. I'm not a partner with Indeed. I don't know anybody in Indeed. I don't get any money from them. Indeed is the freaking best to hire. It has worked tremendously for me. I just made a hire now recently here to have an assistant in person. First time that I have an assistant in person. I'm working her in. But look, let me tell you, man, I got a whole slew of candidates and I interviewed a bunch of them, 15-minute interview slots, had my questions set up, and I decided from like, I literally had, I think it was like 19 interviews in one day or something like that. And from the 19, about 11 showed up. Or 12. And then from the 12, I narrowed it down to 3. And of those 3, I brought them in for an in-person interview and chose the one. And all from Indeed. And I've had other hires. Kelsey, great administrator of ours, claims coordinator. She came on Indeed as well. Indeed's the best. Property adjuster here. What strategies do you use to maintain and or remind yourself to maintain urgency throughout all of your daily tasks? As it is easy to get complacent. It's habits, Carl. That's a great question. That's the stuff I like to talk about. It's habits. It's habits. I can't do these lives on Sunday. There's too much crap going on. Guys, it's habits, consistency. You hear the kid crying? It's habits, it's consistency. The kid fell down and he's fine. We have in our mastermind, guys, 5 daily non-negotiables. What are the 5 daily non-negotiables? I'm not going to tell you. You have to send me a message. But what the 5 daily non-negotiables is you staying consistent and making sure that you're doing the things that you have to do. You should be exercising every day. I'll share them. I don't care. You should be exercising every day. You should be exercising every day. You should be reading nonfiction every single day. And you should be reviewing your goals every single day. And you should be posting on social media every single day as well. Raul, when I came to this country with my very basic English, this man had 2 jobs teaching tennis. Raul, the tiredness is in your mind. Never let him take the control. Always a reference of success. Raul, my friend, I love you, buddy. Raul's like a family, like a cousin, family friend of ours. And he came from Cuba. And Yeah, we had a lot of great conversations. I think I always had two jobs, Raul. And the tiredness is in your mind. I mean, ultimately, it was one of the things I wanted to talk about actually was manifestation, right? And the thoughts that you have in your mind, whether positive or negative, are not you. So you might as well just have positive thoughts and motivational thoughts and thinking in the future, thinking in the vision. Um, you could still be tired, but by telling yourself that you're tired, all it is a thought, and you are not your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are just you. So you can manifest and you can control your own thoughts to do whatever the hell you want, you know? And yeah, if you tell yourself you're tired, guess what? You're tired because that's thought that you're thinking, but you are not that. So, um, so I am excited about the assistant that I have here in person. She's gonna be able to shoot some content for me as well, but just handle a lot of the office duties. And that was a very easy process. I strongly recommend that if you guys need to hire somebody, hire on Indeed. If you guys want to know who you should hire, I will tell you, you need to start with an executive assistant. That's where it goes. One of my favorite things from Dan Martell is he's got the replacement ladder. Look it up. The replacement ladder is amazing. And I believe that the replacement ladder for a public adjuster in particular, you still have to start with the executive assistant. You got to have one. And I would recommend that you have one locally. You can do it virtually. It doesn't work as well because there's probably going to be some tasks that you need done locally. The next hire that you have to make, guys, is to do the thing that you do. You could call it customer support, dealing with the customer, dealing with the client, but I like to just call it just doing the thing that you do. So like if you're a public adjuster, doing the public adjuster things. Now, with that said, there's many different roles that the public adjuster has. For example, maybe your first hire needs to be an inspector. Maybe your first hire needs to be an estimator. Maybe your first hire needs to be, maybe it's a desk adjuster handling negotiations. You know, what is it, the thing that you do that you don't like to do, or that you feel that you're not good at, or that you feel you should not be focusing on? And that should be your next hire after your assistant. I would also tell you that if you do decide to hire an assistant, you could also have them try to do a lot of those roles. For example, I'm having my assistant here locally also shoot content for me, right? With the phone. I made sure that when I made the hire, it's somebody who's tech savvy, somebody who uses AI, and somebody who could run a camera, who could basically use a phone. So she's got like a little TikTok channel and stuff like that. So when I saw that, I'm like, that's huge. That's great. So that's exciting. Next thing I would say is new podcast studio. So this we're redesigning, by the way. I cannot wait to freaking do that. We're going all in on content, so I hope you're ready. And we're going above and beyond, right? You guys are already Beyond the Claim is the name of the show, the podcast show. We're going beyond just public adjusters. We're talking to everybody. I want to talk about life, mindset, entrepreneurship, all kinds of stuff. Because the next thing I'm going to talk about is just some of the stuff that we're doing. But I cannot wait to redesign the wall. This wall is going to get redesigned. We're getting this paneling here. Everything's calmed down, by the way, so I'm good. We're getting this paneling here. Guys, tell me which color do you like? So it's going to be like this paneling in the back. Oh, we got this lighter color here. Oh, we got this other color here. All right. So I think we're going to go with this beige or this gray. Paneling is going to be in the back. There's going to be a sign called Beyond the Claim in the back. That may or may not stay there. I don't know. We'll see. And there's going to be all kinds of shelving. So these two things are going to go. And we're going to have like wall shelving. So I can put books and different stuff to display. I can't freaking wait. But the next thing is the podcast studio. I finally found a local podcast studio where I could bring guests in. I can't bring guests in here because, well, number one, it's my house. And number two, my office is actually a lot smaller than it looks. So it's just the way it's set up now, it's like perfect for me to have like a side by it doesn't make sense in here. So I'm very, very, very excited that I found a local studio in Clearwater and now I'm booking guests live and it's going to be like the whole setup and everything. It's going to look so good. I cannot wait. Claims Game Podcast. Oh my God, I keep calling it Claims Game Podcast. Beyond the Claim Podcast does premiere again now this coming Monday. We've got Jesse. He's a public adjuster actually out in Texas, and he really sales guy, fire claims guy. Pretty interesting conversation that I think you guys are going to like. But then the next week after that, it's also virtual. It's with Moses Tian, who specializes in marketing, nurture sequences, go high level, and all kinds of stuff. The week after, we've got Zulfiya. That's also virtual. We're going to talk AI operations and stuff. And then the week after that, we've got Your Podcast Sucks with Sebastian. That's going to be great, all about podcasts. So you can see where we're headed in. It's just all kinds of stuff business related, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. I'm very excited. And people who are local, I got this guy reached out to, Christian. He's a business guy as well. He's local here in Tampa, a ton of followers on Instagram, very successful with social media. I've already invited him on the show. We've got on the 14th, I'm interviewing the owner, Stephanie, owner, CEO of, I can't remember her name of her public adjusting firm. She's coming. We're doing a in-person interview, so I'm excited about that as well. So just a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff that we're doing that I'm just overly excited about. And having a new podcast studio is great. And this just takes me back to why it's so important, guys, to manifest your reality. I mean, I know I sound super cheesy, but let's not sound cheesy. Set your goals. Set your goals in the beginning of the year. And don't just set normal goals. Set ridiculous, unbelievable, not happening, just impossible type goals. Like if you want to make $100,000 this year, your goal should be $250,000. If you want to make, whatever it is, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, maybe you should set your goal at $1 million. But then seriously think about it, right? You think it's impossible. I cannot make $1 million this year. It's impossible. There's no way that I can do it. But set it. And after you set it, you got to think of the roadmap. What are the 10 or 11 or 12 things that you need to accomplish this year that can get you to that $1 million? And here's where it's fucking insane. I have a goal. I do have a dollar amount that I want to make personally this year. Not my company, not overall revenue, not gross. Vince Perry, I have a dollar amount that I want to make. And I had set it at a certain amount, and then I doubled it. And honestly, I've never even gotten close to this dollar amount. And I just set it. And then I set out all my goals for the year. And I seriously think that if I'm able to accomplish all this, I'll get there. But anyway, I review my goals every day, guys, at least 3 times a day. Guys, I can't tell you how important this is that people don't think about. Everybody sets goals. Everybody's got their New Year's resolutions, right? But they never review it. They never look at it. They never read it. They never remind themselves of what those goals are. And then you forget. And then you go and you look back just a month or 2 later, and maybe you're still on track with some of them, but maybe you're not on track with a couple other ones. And that's only because you're not looking at them at your goal. I encourage everybody in our mastermind to constantly have your goals as your wallpaper. Have your goals as your wallpaper on your computer and on your phone. Have it on a freaking piece of paper taped onto your computer. Have it on a piece of paper taped onto your dashboard in your car. I have it as the top of my notes. It's pinned at the top. So I look at it all the time, every day, 3 times a day, when I wake up, sometime during the day, and before I go to sleep. And it's the ultimate. It makes you feel good too, because when you review your goals, you guys are now living in that moment. You're living in that accomplishment. You're already, by reviewing them, it every time I review my goals every day, it brings a smile upon my face, because I know where I'm headed. And because of the fact of SDE, because my goals, I've already sensed it, I desire it, and I already expect it. I already know it's going to happen. Even if I partially think it's next to impossible, I force myself to just expect it, and it's going to happen. And anyway, I have a feeling I'm going to be really close to that goal, potentially by the end of this month or next month, because there's a couple deals that I'm just like, holy crap, this could really happen. This could really, really happen. And it's just crazy. One of the things that I do that I've gotten into recently is business acquisitions. That's right, business acquisitions. I've learned and studied and failed and experienced so much in business over the last 15 years. Man, it's in my wheelhouse. Besides business acquisitions, I am also a licensed realtor, and I am a which makes me a licensed broker. I have no interest in selling real estate. I guess if I buy real estate, I could be the agent on it and I guess save on that fee. I don't even know how that works. But in order for you to be a business broker, what is a business broker? It's someone who basically navigates the deal of the selling and the purchasing of a business. They're like the middleman, right? So I can do that. And I'm thankful that I'm actually I'm able to do it. I'm working under a firm, Mirtha and, oh my God, Patrick, you're going to kill me, but Mirtha and Mirtha and Fleischel, very local here in Wesley Chapel. Patrick, shout out to you, Patrick. He's an accountant and also business broker as well. Very experienced, knows his stuff. Him and his father sort of taking me under my wing, taking me under their wing and teaching me a little bit of the ropes. But we had this interview the other day or yesterday on Friday with this business owner who's just tapped out. And man, that is like right in my wheelhouse, man. This is going to be fun. This little venture is going to be fun. Between the public adjusting and being able to lead the people that I lead, and then being able to talk about business as much as I love talking about business, and being involved in deals and learning how to value a business and learning just all these people and these different businesses. And also learning, by the way, I'm a fucking great businessman. And I had so much self-doubt for so long, thinking that I wasn't capable of scaling a business and I wasn't capable of properly running a business, or I wasn't as successful as I thought I should be. And let me tell you, based on some of the revenue years that we have had at Elite Resolutions and Commercial Claims Advocate, holy crap, I surprised myself. And I just think it's funny. It goes back to the limiting beliefs, guys, and the thoughts that you have that I always had for so long, where, we're bringing in, oh, I got to look at this. We're bringing in, over $1 million and over $2 million in gross revenue. And I'm like, oh, it should be more. And like, I'm looking now at all these other companies and they're not even close to that, or the number of employees that I had at one time. And I ended up having to downscale like crazy because I think the industry is just tough. I think it's just tough, but man, what I have learned over the years, it's just amazing how, yeah, I'm really successful. And it's good. You got to, guys, let me tell you something. You guys could think that I'm full of myself when I say things like that, but you have to be. No one else is going to be full of you. So you have to be full of yourself. If you want to be successful, you have to be confident. You have to know that you're capable, because if not, no one else is going to believe you. So yeah, awesome. Richie, good morning. Trying IG instead of YouTube today. All right, my man. Welcome to the show. Pitbull Claims Adjuster. Elvis, by the way, Pitbull Claims Adjuster. I will hit you up later. Absolutely. I mean, with kids, this is just all impossible on a Sunday, I think. But we're going to keep going. Pitbull Claim Adjusters, Elvis, you're going to want to follow him. He just commented on Instagram. He's down, 14 pounds, 15 pounds? He's doing the exact same program that I was on. We're also going to have my coach, Alan Dick. We're going to have him on, my coach who's helped me on this fitness journey to get freaking just super shredded. Yeah, he's going to be on the podcast as well. That's going to be really exciting. I can't wait for that. And yeah, so great job, Mr. Elvis. All right. So what else we got going on? AI, marketing, and the future of business. Right? So in one of the interviews that I had, Peter Hefferman, good stuff, Vince. Thank you, sir. Zolt KIS, thumbs up, and a thing like that. Very good. So I'm talking to Moses. Moses, the name of his company. I got his whole recap here. Moses, let's give you a shout out, sir. Here. I'm just trying to find the name of his company. But Moses is a hell of a marketer. And the Perfect Growth System, you're going to want to follow him. Moses Tien. Okay. He's the founder of the Perfect Growth System. And he is not only a marketer, but he's really a systems guy too, systems and processes guy. And what he did for us at Elite Resolutions, we hired him. What he did for us was he basically mapped out our entire customer journey from lead acquisition, right? So from lead acquisition, where does it go, right? So for a public adjusting firm, one of the departments that we have, or one of the steps in the process that we have, guys, is we have the lead come in, and then we send them a form to fill out so that we could find out, the information. And then they have to do a consultation with the public adjuster. So you want to get to the consultation. And depending on the location, we give it to the public adjuster that's in that location. We have public adjusters located, obviously, here in Tampa, Sarasota, Miami, Houston, Illinois, Indiana, So depending on where the lead comes in, and we have them fill out that information, or they talk to an admin, then it goes to the bucket of pending PA consultation. But what happens is maybe after the PA consultation, they don't sign. And if they don't sign, they still should go into a nurture sequence so that if they change their mind, or if they have a friend or a referral later on, or something else happens to the house, there's going to be a text message and email nurture sequence to just sort of, keep them in the loop. That nurture sequence would be very soft, right? Because if they're just no longer interested, we don't want to bombard them with text messages. But, every week or every couple of weeks or so, you shoot a little text message or with some valuable information, or you send a little email with some valuable information every week, like a newsletter, but you want to show something of value. Now, if they just come in, if the lead comes in and, if they do sign up, they're still going to be part of a nurture sequence. But anyway, the whole map was just really phenomenal of how you get them. And then even after the claim closes, you still want them in some kind of sequence to make sure that they stay on board. But the whole mapping of it was really phenomenal. The way he did it, like, where do your leads come in? And we're like, social media or Facebook or Instagram or website, stuff like that. And you treat those leads differently, because if it's just a like or a follow on social media, it's not a very hot lead. But if they go in and they actually put their information in, that's a hot lead. So what happens to that lead after it comes in? How do you handle it? Do you do a sales call? Do you do an outbound call, or do you schedule? So we have scheduling, right? So that's another thing, is if people come in as a lead and it's starting to work, we've got a couple schedules now going. They literally just get a link to the Calendly and they schedule a call with me or whoever it is that their local adjuster is. So it's really, really cool the way Moses helped us with the roadmap of how to set everything up. And what we're using, by the way, guys, in case you're interested, for lead intake and landing pages and website and nurture sequences by text message and by email, is Go High Level. Go High Level is phenomenal. GHL, great tool. I have a feeling we're eventually just going to switch all and everything to Go High Level, like Commercial Claims Advocate as well, but we use Kajabi for Commercial Claims Advocate. But yeah, really great podcast interview. But then also, of course, we talk about AI, right? We talk about using it and how well you could use it. And man, he gave me a great tip. You guys are going to want to hear this one. In writing the nurture sequences, if you don't know what a nurture sequence is, it's, basically you're sending emails and text messages with valuable information. You could literally go into ChatGPT and you could say, write me 10 email nurture sequences after somebody, downloads my lead magnet or submit their information online. You could just say it's simple like that. Or you can say, you are Alex Hormozi and you specialize in marketing and nurture sequences and writing emails and so on and so forth. I'd like for you to create 10 email nurture sequences as Alex Hormozi and his selling system or whatever it is. And please make it like that. That guy's one of the best marketers around. You just ask ChatGPT to do it as him. And let me tell you, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. The nurture sequences do not look the same when you do it that way. The future of prompting on AI, and I'm learning a lot, it's a game changer. Prompting is very, very important. If you can properly prompt. In my second interview with Zulfia Forsyth, you're going to want to follow her as well. Great follow on Instagram, by the way. Zulfia really is all in on this AI train. She's an operations specialist. I'm looking at her profile now. And let's see what here's. CEO and founder of O'Modley Group. All right. And she's all about, eliminating complexity, simplifying businesses and processes. She's very systems and processes oriented, but she's very AI oriented as well. And what we were talking about, that she brought up something very interesting, was that, in order to properly prompt AI, you have to tap into a sense of a part of creativity in your brain that maybe you don't normally tap into. If you are not a very creative person, open-minded person, and thinking outside the box type person, your prompts are going to be the same. And if your prompts are very, limited, not detailed, and not specific to what you really, really want the AI to produce, your results aren't going to be as good. So the prompting is something that needs to be refined. needs to be learned and improved upon so that you can get better results from AI. So I'd like anybody in the chat, anybody watching here, I'd love to know, what do you use? Do you like ChatGPT or do you use something different? Do you like Perplexity, which is pretty used? I've noticed people in Canada use that a little bit more. A lot of people are starting to use Claude. Claude seems to be a good one. I don't have it. I mean, I have it. I just haven't used it actively. I have to put in the credit card so I could pay the $20 a month, but I'm probably going to do that. But we're also looking at other AIs. So I just saw Dimitri. I saw his Instagram post. I can tell it's him as AI. So I'm going to start. Probably you might see our thumbnails in YouTube. It'll look like me. It is me, but it'll be generated by AI. So you'll be able to notice a little bit different because, you know. So my thing, guys, what I've told the entire team is I want you guys to be thinking AI first. You should be thinking any decision that you have to make. Can AI do this for me? Or can I go to AI to provide me the answer to that? I can't tell you how important that is. So for example, my team, my marketing team, we have an entire marketing team, by the way, and they're fucking crushing it. My marketing team said, we need more photos of you. And I'm like, okay. So then I asked them, I'm like, well, I can't do that right now, but can AI solve this? So we did find an AI. I forgot what it's called right now at the moment, that you upload your photo. You upload a bunch of your photos and it learns how you look. And then it ultimately generates images that look just like you. Yes, it looks like AI, but who cares? It's just a thumbnail. And the thumbnail will actually give you a reaction and how you look to like actually suit the title of the video that you have. It's way better, honestly, than your normal thing. That's one thing. Another thing, get ready for our TikTok channel. Get ready for the Vince Perry TikTok channel. We're going to be using AI pretty heavily on that one as well. And it's going to be very TikTok oriented. If you are afraid that AI is going to take your job, let me tell you something. It's not. It's not. You have to learn how to use it. You have to learn how to use it. We have a person on the marketing team that specializes, that all she does is the creative part and the content part. I could have AI create every single post, but she has to be there to make sure that it's done correctly. You know, we have a video editor. We could probably have AI edit all of our videos, but we still need to have a professional editor that knows what it's supposed to do, when it's supposed to do it, how it's supposed to look, and make sure it comes out the way it's supposed to come out. But it's also going to make my creative girl's job easier and be able to focus on other things. It'll make the video editor's job easier. So instead of him having to spend an hour editing a video, maybe he only has to spend 5 minutes and he could edit another video, or he could refine and tune something else, or just, do something else. You got to get on the board. You got to get on the train, get on the AI train to make sure that you are learning everything that you could possibly learn. So 2 great interviews. Moses, Zulfia, thank you so much for coming on. It was a blast. And I can't wait for those to come out. We're like weeks ahead on the podcast interviews. So I'm very, very excited about that. So, I think that's pretty much it. That was my week. I'm very excited about, our leadership training tomorrow, Elite Resolutions and Commercial Claims Advocate. Get ready. We will be talking about expansion and how you could elevate yourself to expand yourself. And it's a whole model that I drew out, and I'm very excited to be teaching it. It's all about expansion. At the top of the ladder, what we have is just, it's going to be expansion. And then I'm going to draw it out, right, to say elevate. You got to elevate yourself to expand yourself. And every single thing is going to be a different teaching moment. So that's tomorrow in the leadership training. Marketing meeting is probably going to go very well. They've been meeting on the side. I didn't even know that. And that's freaking awesome. So I'm very excited about that. And did you guys like my video that we had on YouTube on Wednesday? I'm just curious. Did you guys enjoy that video? I'm hoping you did. I'm hoping you did enjoy it. It was all about AI and how we run the public adjusting firm with AI. So hope you enjoyed that. And that's it, guys. That's all I got today. I'm going to the pool. I am going to the pool today. I'm very excited about that. That's right. We're going to the pool. It's time. The pool heater was on all night. The pool is warm, 90 degrees. I don't care what you say. And we are ready to go. Okay. So make sure that you follow, guys. Like, I mean, you want to talk about expansion? It's happening right now for me and everything that we're doing around me and my wife too, and all of life. And it all started with, starting to read Joe Dispenza, meditating, manifestation. And I'm not meditating as often as I should be right now. I'll get back into it. But I did a lot of it, and we're still, always thinking I'm already living my life now as if, yeah, it's all next level. So it's time to keep going. Get ready. This show is going to be amazing. I'm going to keep doing this live, no matter all the distractions that I've got going on right now, just to stay consistent. And make sure you make sure you follow the show, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you share this anytime that you can. We've got a lot of good stuff going, and I can't wait. If you guys, anybody here wants to get with me, PA here in Florida, Tennessee, Colorado. I'd love to hear more about how you use ChatGPT to build claims, disputes for underpayments, and BS denials. Watch the video, John Doe. Watch the video, last video on YouTube. You're on YouTube, so watch my last video that just posted this past Wednesday, and it's how I use AI. But to be more specific, to answer your question, to build claim disputes, it's very easy. Here's what I do. Create a project. Call it claim reviews. And then in each claim review project, you're going to give that project instructions. You're going to give that project instructions on how to review claims, how to send emails, and you're expert contractor. Then you're going to chat for a particular claim, called it John Doe. You're going to upload the policy. You're going to have it review it and summarize it for you. Then you're going to upload the denial letter if there's a denial letter. You could have it compare it to what's covered under the policy. What I've been doing now too is to make my life easier is I've been uploading the insurance company's undisputed estimate, and then I will upload my estimate and I will ask it to compare it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not great, but it cuts down your job in half, guys. That's the thing, is we're starting now to have to basically think backwards creatively. So AI will spit out whatever it is, and then you have to take it back. So let's say if it spits out an email, you're not just going to copy paste that email. Sometimes you can, but you're going to now I've got the email written. How do I really want to portray it? What do I want to take out? What do I want to add? So you're thinking in reverse. Same thing when they're comparing estimates. So that's how I do it, John. It looks like I came off there. And all right, I appreciate your time. John, hit me up if you can on Instagram. I'd love to hear more about your business. I'd love to hear more about your public adjusting journey and about your claims, and maybe there's a way that I can help. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Goodbye. That was a little wild and crazy. Raul, thank you for commenting. All right, I need to check out your AI video. You're looking great. I almost did not recognize you. Javier, what's up, my friend? Yes, sir. Check out the AI video, Javier, and hit me up, and let's get talking. All right, guys, enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your family. We'll see you.